Hello. Well, this is the segment I'm going to call How Did You Know? Telling you what symptoms or what signs came up that made me even consider that I could have Asperger's. So, the very first sign was it was in 2018, and I had been a social worker since 2006. So, what's that? 12 years? And I was at a job. I had my expertise. I knew what to do. I knew how to do it. But there was an issue with keeping jobs. So I'm at this job. I'm supposed to be the social work manager. I was in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And I came up with ideas on how to make things work. I followed through. I did the work. But for some reason, they did not want me there. They didn't have anyone else like me. And the weirdest thing about it is they had this lady call her name, she spelled her name Sheila, whatever. Black lady, she was terrible. She had a BSW, a bachelor's in social work. And I have a master's and I'm licensed. But she felt she should be over me. It's crazy. I'm like, you literally don't have the credentials to even be my equal, much less over me. But she had it in for me. And the employer, the supervisors, rode with that. It's like they like to see the back and forth and she was a black lady, of course, and we were like maybe four or five black people out of, if there was 100 people, maybe 10 were black. So in that department, we were like the only two social workers they had there with maybe 50 other employees. And it was a battle. So she really didn't want me to have any say in things. She wanted to override me. She challenged me. She was trying to get me written up. And I'm thinking, we don't have a problem. I'm coming to work. I'm doing the job. I have the credentials. I have the experience. How is it that this bachelor's level social worker feels so comfortable coming at me? And why are they letting her do it? So that was one of the things, because I'm constantly at jobs where I get experience, I excel, I get the position, I do the job, but the supervisors do not like me. They don't have a reason not to like me. They don't even have reasons to they gave me the best recommendation you could. It was beautiful what they said about me, but did not want me there. So I went through a period with work where I would get the job, do the job well, learn something, do that well. And then it's like the anger comes. And it seems to be what I know today is that the office politics of coming in, having to talk about how's Johnny was doing, whoever's kid Johnny is, or talk about what happened at the store yesterday. All these different little nuances of life. And I don't know how to add in simple conversation when I'm still learning how the job works at that place. So I think they felt that as pushback or as being non-social because I didn't share personal stories and ask about their personal life when we have like patients to see. I have a schedule to keep. And so that really put me on the outs a lot at jobs because they wanted to talk about their personal life. And that's not something I do. It's not just a choice of being an introvert or anything, but technically I'm doing a job I like. And being the personality I have, with this social issue, I focus. I want to do well at it, so I focus on the goal. When it came to clients, no problem. I give them the attention, I listen, I talk with them about whatever. But the personal relationships, it seemed to be personal, conversations with coworkers just did not go well. They were unfocused. They had nothing to do with the job. It had nothing to do with my performance, it had nothing to do with anything. And without me being able to catch the cues of asking about how they're feeling, being sensitive to their mood and worrying about them, I was not cool to communicate with. So my job performance itself was not an issue. It was how people felt about me. And I noticed that I'm going to go back and We're going to have many parts to this. But my job issue came with how people felt about me. It was never my job performance. It was how people felt about me doing the job. I didn't come to them. I had one at a different job. I had one supervisor say I didn't come to her enough. I said, well, am I making mistakes that you think I should come to you more? And she was like, no, but you don't ask anything. It's like you don't even need me. So I would get in trouble because I didn't need them as much as they needed to be needed. And this is at several different jobs, different people. I didn't ask for leadership enough, even if it wasn't needed. So it was never, oh, Katina, she did well at that. Let's put her to the next level. It was always some type of, well, how does she know that? How is she doing that? And then they would play little mind games like, oh, did this happen? Or what do you need help with that? I need you to do this. So they would give me little busy work, foolish things to do to take my focus off the job. So that would throw me off completely because I'm like, my job is not being done. You're going to hold me accountable at the end of the week or at the end of the day that I didn't get something complete, but you got me communicating and socializing to something I don't understand, I don't need to be doing. So it was like a constant game of being thrown off. And if you know, regular, people that's even on the spectrum might relate to some of this, but it was just always something. So that's one of the first things I'm like, how did I get this point in my career? I have my license, I have everything. I'm where I need to be to take off. But when I finally get to that job and I'm doing well, people are still mad with me, or people find a problem with me, or people complain about me, but they have no facts to back it up. It's always how they're feeling. Every issue I had with people was how they felt about me. It was never what I did to them. It was always how they felt. Every single job. And I'm like, I can't control other feelings. And I don't even worry about if they're doing their job and we getting along doing the job, do the job. But it's the emotions that people had me, and that made me go through quite a few jobs. Keeping a job for more than 2 years was hard if I could stay that long. When my daughter was young, I stayed at a job for years, but I had to fight through it because I had somebody to, support. I had someone to take care of. So a lot of stress and sadness and just redundancy and non-growth because I was doing the responsible thing. But once she got of age, I let all that go. I was like, no, I'm not going to sit here in jobs and feel horrible for a check in desperation and just make it. I'm not doing that no more. So I ventured out more after I got my license and everything, and it was worse. I'm like, this is amazing how the complaints they would get about me, how they felt, never on facts. So that's how I knew, because I thought about it, and I'm like, now I have to look at why everywhere I go, and I do well, I get good responses, but people don't feel good about me. Or I will often hear, I can't get a read on you. And I'm like, why are you trying to get a read on me instead of talking to me? People do that to this day. I don't really understand her. I don't get her. They don't talk to me. They don't reach out to me. They're not honest with me. They don't do anything. And it's so weird because they'll talk to other people who they would tell their feelings about, and they would get together and feel it together. So now this person I don't know got this weird feeling about me because so-and-so said it. And God forbid, this a job favorite, the girl that's been there forever, who's threatened that you even coming into work, even though she's been bugging her supervisor to get her some help. I show up. Oh, that's a whole nother to the part. I'm going to try not to keep these too long. But in this case, the first initial thing, I was accomplished, I was capable, I was good at it, the patients loved me, and I couldn't keep a job. And it was never any write-ups about what I did. Everything was based about how they felt. And all of them is how you felt. Or either they would just come up with stuff like, I have to get into it in further videos, but if you want to know the initial reason, what made me think something's wrong, I'm like, why I'm in my, my mid 40s, why I'm at the top of my game, I can't keep a job because of how people feel. It was so bad at that job, I'll fill in later, that there was a lady who went to school as an adult like I did. She was an intern. She was there. They wanted her to have my position. An intern. Talk about trying to humiliate you. They want to put an intern in my position. And I'm like, whoa, this is deep. I got to stop and figure this out because I can't live like this. So I'll leave it there. But that was the initial thing that hit me in 2018. Something's very wrong. Okay. Keep in tune, and I'm going to tell more. I'm sure there are going to be many parts to this. Okay, guys.